I need to find some good water drop reference. I don't get it at all. All right, let's change scenes here. I need can't stop coughing. Okay, well, I'm trying to create this water creature, and I cannot figure it out. So I need to find some better reference of like a splash under water. Under water splash. These are all pools. We do stock. That's interesting. Okay, let's try this again. File. New. There we go. Pull this in here. I'm out of room on my little Cintiq. I can't make this any smaller. That's dumb. Okay. Well, we'll just move this and okay. This was idea number one. Like this otter. It's like a water creature, but he's just water. And I'm not sure I'm pulling it off. So let's start with, whoa, just this. Those are the deep blue. They're a little gray. I thought I was live streaming here for like the last half hour and realized I'd never hit the go live button. So that's fun. Let's make this brush bigger. Okay, let's get that cool effect, like we can see the top of the water here. The way we're gonna do that is these actually combine to be the same color. I'm gonna drop this down, kind of green. we go. It's starting to get that feel to it. We just have to reflect whatever we're going to work on here. So, I think my water creature. Let's do this. I'm going to push all this back a little bit. Can't quite tell where that ends. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? This is really hard. Okay. Darken that, throw up more blue. In the world. All right, that's starting to look like water, right? Can you believe that? Let's get that more green. And way darker. This is going to be the shadow of the water creature, who is going to start out just as bubbles. Okay, so we kind of got that. He's this kind of seal shape. You have lots of bubbly fun. Not sure I'm pulling this one off, guys. This is throw it into some nice yellows. Okay, let's take this blue and try to brighten it around the borders. It's kind of what it looks like happens. Why isn't this working? Brightest bubbles right at the top here. All right, guys, we are trying to create like an otter character, but that's completely water. And I am struggling deeply right now trying to make that happen. So I've got some reference pulled up of like splashes underwater. This was our first attempt. It looks okay, but I just thought could be better, right? This is tough though. So I'm not exactly sure what I want it to look like. I don't feel like I have like good reference pulled up for this. This one's interesting. I just found this image. Oops. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is kind of weird. If there's something we could do with that. Not sure. Just gonna delete it for now. Okay. Let's start from the top here on this one. Get rid of this character. And really, let's just do a water study and see if I can actually pull that off. Hello, Jackie. Thanks for being here. I am trying to paint underwater and really struggling. Now I just lost my reference. What was that? Could really push this dark blue. Put a multiply layer on this one. All right, let's really darken this up. Gonna be some bubbles right there. That's gonna be the shape of our character, you know, roughly. So this is for a book I'm illustrating, and the characters are these water creatures, but they only come out when it's dark out. So that is actually something I need to be thinking about. Ooh, I like this. I like where this is going. Oh boy, that's interesting. Think this is a beautiful process? Well, that's very kind of you. I think it's kind of chaotic, and I'm really hoping that it goes somewhere. But thank you. Oh. Yeah, that's interesting. Push that more saturated blue right around the edges. Okay, just as like a tiny little study, This is interesting. This is starting to feel like what I want it to feel like. You guys tell me, is that starting to look like bubbles underwater? I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe this was the wrong thing to live stream. This really doesn't look like much here. But you know, we're trying. That's what it's all about. Okay, we got too light with that. I want to go back to kind of the saturated, nice blue we had down here. And we can even soften that. What we'll do is we'll pull, right now I'm just pushing, like really softening it, all the edges. But I'll go back and I'll make them harder, but I'll use these new colors that I'm creating. This is interesting. Wow, thank you. You think it looks really good so far. User Penguin. Thank you, User Penguin, for your kind words. Get some more saturated blue in there. It's starting to look like a splash in water. I don't know, I think that could work. Maybe they kind of glow. It's at least an idea. So let's do this. Let's do, push this here, and we're gonna start messing with this one. Actually turn him into, okay, so here's a sketch. Whoops. Can I go up? There we go. Copy this one so you guys can see it. This is Friedrich. He is one of these characters. So we're gonna see if we can use his sketch that I have here and mess with these colors. In an ideal world, this project is done traditionally. And so I'm kind of trying to figure out the colors here, and then it would be really cool if I could then go in and paint it traditionally. That's kind of the idea, but we'll see. I'm gonna take this dark blue I have here. I'm gonna switch out my brush. I'm gonna keep my brush. I'm gonna switch out. Okay. And we're gonna give him the same like seal pose. Might push it a little more. So actually, let's do this. Let's grab this. It's gonna be over here. He can bend a little more than I had him last time. looking at river otters all day for this. That picture go that I was looking at. Let's have him. His neck is here. His hand is like paws here. Well, I guess he's got actual fingers. This is like the very early stage of figuring out this character and this world. So it's like not even really character design, and it's not even really environment design. It's just kind of world building. And I need to head up here. So yeah, like I don't even know if this character has hands or paws. Okay, start to carve out his face. But once we get that shape in, we'll do that trick that I did earlier where I softened it all. I don't care too much if it looks exactly like the character I drew, because again, it's just, we're just concepting right now. Ooh, that's starting to look cool. Chisel this out a little bit. And his head needs to be a lot bigger, so. Maybe I want him to be turned just a little bit more, so we kind of see his belly. Hey, Cal, what's up, man? If you guys don't follow Cal and his wonderful art instructions, it's very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. Cal, we're working on a really early concept here of these characters. They're called the One Diesels. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I can hear your accent through the chat, Cal. I can hear it. That's hilarious. Yeah, man, pretty sweet stuff. Thanks for being here. Cal and I recently connected on YouTube, and you guys should go. You guys, I'm talking like I've got a big fan base here. I've got less than 30 people watching this, so but the 30 of you who are, if any of you are artists and lovers of learning more, go check out Cal's YouTube channel. And then come back here. Go check out his channel, like a bunch of stuff, but then come back to my live stream. Oh, yeah, from the book. Wow, Cal. Thanks, man. Making me feel so good. Yes, this is, these are some early, early world building, character design. I'm thinking these characters are like kind of, I had this image come to mind today of like, they're these, they're otters, kind of. Obviously they're water, but I was like messing around with them being like hippo shaped, and that was just wrong. I want his hand to kind of be like like an otter right here, but I'm struggling with that while I'm talking. And then I was like, oh, they're otters because it's more rivers, which I know hippos are rivers too, but these guys kind of need to glide a little more than hippos do. But yeah. Feel free to jump in the chat here, guys. We've got Cal from Australia. I'm up here in Seattle, Washington, USA. Where are you guys watching this from? Would love to hear where we are watching this from. While they're answering that, Cal, what time is it in Australia? I actually just had a buddy in Australia. He came back disappointed, not because Australia was disappointing at all, but because he only saw 2 kangaroos. Is anybody else actually watching? Where are you watching from? Join the chat. Another Australia. It's 3:30 p.m. Well, go get yourself to work, Cal. Thanks for being here, man. Well, I'll see you around. It's good to know there's another guy YouTubing and working. That's where I'm at, too. Yuza. Victoria. Very cool. I guess it is a little late to be live streaming right now. Here. I do not like this hand pose. Did anybody happen to watch my Marco Bucci critique video today that I posted? Yeah, ripped apart. It was really funny. I love Marco, but he had this one moment where he's looking at one of the characters I drew, and he's like fixing the hand. And, and he like thought that I completely missed the hand, and he finally finds it, and he goes, "That's the hand." And he like looks up at the camera and goes, "Come on, Justin." It was awesome. All right, catch you around, Cal. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the kind words. Okay, I gotta figure out, maybe his hand just needs to be like in a swimming position like that. That's not right. That's interesting. There we go. That feels closer to what I want. This is a nice piece of concept right here, guys. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I like the lighting too. That's kind of a happy accident, is I needed the lighting to be dark. Oh, I think I said there was 30 people watching. It looks like there's 2 people watching. There have been 30 people here. You and me, user penguin. Thanks for being here, man. Or woman. Or penguin. Maybe you're actually a penguin. All right, we could go somewhere with this. Figure out the next situation here. All right, do I keep messing around with this one, or do I say, hey, that's an interesting concept, and just move to the next thing? Okay, let's try one last thing on this painting here. I'm gonna soften the edges again, like we did. Oh, I should have had my ink on another layer. That's gonna let us break up these shapes a little bit. Right? You're a real penguin. I knew it! I knew it. Okay. Now how do we really sell? Hey, where'd my reference go? I really break this bad boy up. There's probably a better way to do this with all the digital toolage. But I'm just gonna turn my brush down a little bit. Break this up, sharpen it a little bit. Get that hand in there. Hand poses are essential. This looks cool. I'm kind of excited about this. In a couple places start to actually curve out his face. What do you think, user penguin? What do we do here? I'm gonna completely erase his face. I'm gonna work on get the lines to look better. Do better artwork. bit. Welcome, if you are joining the live stream. We are working on a piece of concept here of this like water seal character. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Maybe next time we go live, we'll actually paint this thing traditionally. Because that really is the goal with this series, is to be more traditional. But I want to nail this first, and it's easiest to nail things digital for me. So that doesn't look better. Let's just get those eyes out of there. Okay. I'm feeling a lot better about this, just because I got just like way too caught up in what the water actually looked like here, and this is just better. Plus the lighting's just better. Man, good reference matters. Thomas Fluharty just put out a video on his YouTube channel called, I can't remember now. It was like starting like a winner, how winners start. I don't remember what it was, but it was I don't remember where I'm going with this at all. It was a good video. How to start a painting successfully. Okay. So now let's take this concept my tea is probably ice cold. That is bueno, bueno, bueno. What in the world? Okay. I gotta turn my heater on. It is cold. I might I don't think anybody's watching this. Comment if you want me to keep going. But I might quit the concept right here where it's at. And we can move forward from this here. But I think that's a really good start. I wonder if I could just push some things. So let's forget about the character design right now. We're just focusing on lighting this thing. Really selling that deep water feel. Hey, User Penguin is still here. Thanks for being here. I think it looks good. I think we can make it better. That's probably too dark right up against his face. Slightly too dark. There we go. I wonder if just a touch of this in the background unify it a little bit. Set this on screen. Let's take this deep blue that we've got. Set this back on multiply. Let's get a nice what do I have here? I thought I had a airbrush of some kind in this mess. I haven't been touching my digital painting stuff in a while. How's that look? Just completely sink that in. Oh my god, how hard this is. This is not a round brush or a airbrush. This is just a round brush. I'm just mumbling to myself. Don't mind me. All right. Yeah, that's letting this start to play a little nicer. You gotta take that shine on him off a little bit. Soften it a little bit. That's looking nice. Alright, guys. Well, guy or girl, again, still don't know, or penguin. I think you identified as a penguin, and that's great. At least your username identifies as a penguin. Thanks for being here. This, I'll get my fat face out of there. Well, OBS is being really weird. I don't know why I can't figure out why that's. That is the final piece. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Nice. Can I just, there we go. All right. Well, it's a good start. It's a good start. Let's save this reference I pulled up. Just to my desktop. Yeah, okay. I got an early morning tomorrow. I need to get off these screens and get a little sleep. Nobody's here. Nobody is watching this, so bye.